Just a quick reminder, we're going to be using an assortment of marks to build an image. Some of these marks can be cross-hatched, some will be heavy, some might be lighter. Some of the marks might be blocked in as a tone. Tones are black, white, and the greys in between. Some marks might be stabby, dotty type marks. Other marks might be diffused. Other marks have lots and lots and lots of energy. We can be using a mixture of charcoal and pencil. And the softer the line, the darker and richer the line will look on paper. So this mark was made by a soft pencil, possibly a 5B, and this one was made by a harder pencil, possibly a 2H. The width of the lines on the paper will create distance, create the illusion of distance, and also the illusion of light and shade. So however hard you press on paper, that will give you the illusion of space and volume within a drawing itself. So looking at a grid, this is quite a formal way of making a drawing. It's possible, if you want to, you can also grid a 2D image, that is, get a photograph, draw a series of lines, as we've done here, on a sheet or over the top of a photograph, and then redraw what you can actually see in these individual spaces. So you can either draw from something that is 3-dimensional, or you can draw for something that is 2-dimensional from a photograph. The choice is yours, really. So I have my squares numbered, and I'm actually going to start to draw what I actually can see in each one of these squares. So looking here at number 2, I'm not going to draw the petals at the moment, but I'm just going to draw the shape as it actually cuts into the exterior shape, the contour of the flower as it cuts into the actual space itself. So all I've drawn at the moment is a curved line. And similarly on number 1, I'm going to look at how that line cuts into the shape. It comes about halfway across, loose lines, and again it skirts over number 6 at the bottom, and then comes across and rejoins across number 5. If I look at where the back of the vase comes, you can see it just sits about halfway up number 6, and then the lip of the vase sits just before the bottom of number 6, and then the edge of the vase here sits round about there, and you can draw in another curve and a straight line going down. So all I've been doing is looking at how the shape of the lip of the vase comes into these squares, and how the shape of this flower cuts into these squares. And as you can see, what's happening is that I'm not having one continuous line. I'm actually feeling for where I'm actually going in these shapes, with these shapes. The bottom of the vase cuts into number 11, the base of the vase, and sits actually within that shape. Seems to get narrower as it goes towards the bottom. So I have something like that kind of shape. just really basic volumes, really, almost like a tube, and a shape here for the base of the flower. Now I can use the grid to help me see the shape of the leaf inside the vase and the stem of the flower. So all I have are those basic shapes at this particular moment in time. Now you can look where the darker areas are. So, for example, if I look here, the edge of the vase, I can see some darker areas here. So I can actually press on a little bit with a pencil to make that part of the lip of the vase or the glass a little bit darker. And the same along this edge here. This line looks a little bit darker. By making these lines, all the weight of the line, not the same all the way through, you're starting to create volume within a drawing and also transparency within the glass itself. Okay, I've got to this stage now, and I think I'm going to pause there because I'm going to change the medium that I'm going to work with.